What is going on, America? Welcome to Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I think somebody forgot that I'm always watching for nonsense. I always feel like somebody's watching me. And guess what I was watching this time? Just in case. It's kind of like when your parents would tell you you're going to get a whooping and you hope they forget. They come home from dinner or something. Don't even wake you up. Don't wake you up. You say, all right, I made it through the night. Nobody woke me up out the REM sleep. I think I'm good. Next day, sitting on the edge of your bed. We need to talk. Yeah. And you end up getting that beating that you was worried about and thought you gave him the slip the night earlier. Same thing with the mayor of Chicago. You know what I'm talking about. Mayor Beetlejuice. And the destruction going on in her city along with Black Lives Matter. Now, I don't know about you, but I watch the news sometime. And apparently, a lot was going on in Chicago that appeared to have nothing to do with racism. Yeah, it just had something to do with an out-of-control group of black folks who've been seeing the writing on the wall. I mean, we can tear stuff up, act the fool, there's no consequences. In fact, we have an advocate. After we do it, folks gonna say, hey man, take it easy. Come on, let him out of jail, man. I mean, we got Hollywood folks that's been bailing us out. We got a mayor who's been so focused on Donald Trump. When he tries to send help to come and deal with all of the issues in our city, she calls him a racist and all that stuff. So what they have done is given us a license to ill. So we're gonna tear this sucker up. And they went too far with the looting. And guess what? Somebody, a part of the organization that at this point seems to be running the country in liberal cities, the same organization that, you know, all of these companies are virtue signaling towards and folks getting on TV and saying, yeah, I was sorry, I apologize. How I didn't see before all of this took place that Black lives really do matter. I had no idea until after what took place in Minneapolis. And it's like a light bulb just went off and shined a light on my ignorance and my white privilege. And I couldn't see it before then. And so now I want to show all of America that we believe that Black Lives Matter. And all of them put it on jerseys and all on, you know, commercials, all that stuff. But then after all of this looting took place, so bad that they couldn't blame it on Trump. So bad that they couldn't blame it on racism, all of that stuff. And businesses are affected and starting to say, okay, see, now since y'all don't want to get this mess in control, I don't even know we can stay. We got to bounce. And when it starts hitting the mayor and all of those people in their pockets, you know, all of a sudden they want to get real tough on crime. And so here I am thinking that, okay, I hear the mayor trying to change it up, trying to tell folks that, yeah, man, this ain't cool. Y'all up here tearing up stuff. Somebody gonna have to pay. And I'm thinking that, shoot, you ain't got to be white or black or some race to realize that stuff that they were doing was out of control. Just when I thought we were all going to be on one accord. Black Lives Matter has a spokesman to come out and see it totally different. Let's check it out.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that person eats. That makes sure that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
But on Twitter, Reverend Jesse Jackson called the looting humiliating, embarrassing, and morally wrong.
Jesse Jackson has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson was not there for the creation of Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson can keep his opinions to himself. Do they keep us safe?
No!
Do they keep us safe?
No!
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe!
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe!
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe!
We say these police!
These police!
These police!
These police!
Look at the disastrous efforts of the federal government under this administration in Portland. It didn't help, it hurt. It exacerbated problems. I'm not letting that happen in my city. Yes, of course, we have our challenges. But the thing that the federal government is uniquely qualified to do is things like pass common sense gun reform.
In Chicago, a city under siege by looters over the weekend, Mayor Lightfoot instilling a curfew. For the second night, drawbridges were raised and freeway entrances closed. Business owners, scared of losing everything, hoping the curfew will provide a much-needed break from the lawlessness.
Social media posts encouraging looting downtown for the car caravans that headed into the Loop, with dozens of people ransacking stores after midnight. It happened as dozens of looters took to the streets of the Mag Mile and River North, clearing out stores.
The looting continues, and this is right by Jess.
Okay, so what you're seeing is people breaking into the Potbellies on State and Lake, smashing windows here.
And authorities say this all started at about midnight. They say hundreds of looters moved into the Michigan Avenue area and started shattering windows to many of these businesses, stealing the merchandise, and in many cases, filling their cars with the merchandise and taking off. Authorities say this was so well coordinated that it seemed other cars, sort of a caravan of looters, were coming through the area and stealing merchandise. This all went on for several hours.
Now, did y'all hear that excuse? This woman said, if you got to loot a Nike, if you got to loot a store, I mean, you know, that could be looked at as just reparations. Now, how you going to take reparations? I mean, I thought the last time I checked, even though the Democrats always be promising reparations, we're going to look into it. They never say they're going to give it. You know, if you elect us, we're going to look into the possibilities of it, knowing that they will never do it because you can't afford it and make it be logical and practical. So they just, you know, throw out the false promises. I guess Black Lives Matter decide, you know what? We have a license to do whatever we want. And so therefore, instead of recognizing criminal activity, we're going to justify it, go down and suggest that y'all let these young black folks out of jail for breaking into stores and tearing up stuff. And what was amazing about it is they was really, really organized in this. They came at the right time, made sure it was when the cops were low on resources and it wasn't a lot of working. And they came strangely with equipment to cut through stuff. And I mean, these are some very planned, spontaneous looters, I guess. So instead of seeing it the right way and encouraging black folks, look, y'all messing it up for all of us. Y'all shouldn't do that. I mean, there's a time and a place. Y'all need to be focused on the real. No. She comes out and says, do what you got to do. I mean, because folks ain't got food. Folks ain't got. So now, what she's trying to make us believe that all of this mayhem and lawlessness came from the fact that we're in a recession because of COVID, and all these folks that broke into all these stores did it because they're hungry. They're broke. Now, what's strange about that, not one of them broke into like a grocery store and grabbed bread, food, sandwich, some cold cuts, nothing. They went straight for the Gucci and for all of the I guess the stuff you could wear or sell or whatever. So last I checked, you can't eat shoes. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they got a different taste for something. But last I checked, you're not going to be eating Gucci clothes and all that stuff. So then my question is, were they really looting because they're broke and they're hungry and starving? For you to get to the point where you do something like that in America, I mean, you never heard of a soup kitchen, nothing like that. I'm sure if the famine in the land was that great, we would have set something up. Some type of soup kitchen like in the 20s during the Great Depression. Nothing. I think that was the 20s. Yeah, I think it was the 20s or 40s. It might have been the 40s. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But bottom line, during the Great Depression, we set up soup kitchens. We realized, man, this is digging into some people. We got to do something. But they didn't just all posse up. Somehow, magically, one accord, all just through osmosis, send a mental signal that, hey, all of us are going to meet at 12, overwhelm the system, break into stuff, loot, and blame it on we're hungry. Yeah, none of them took a bite out of a sneaker on the way out the door. I didn't see no skinny, malnutrition folks running in and out of there. I didn't see folks running with the bloated stomach and flies all on them and they talking about I ain't ate like 8 months. I can barely walk and lift my arms, but I'm going to break into here because I need to eat. Do you think the first place they would have went is to the Gucci store? They probably would have went into Aldi's or some type of grocery store and said, hey, if I'm a loot, I'm a deal with the necessities, the first things that I need to survive the next day. Food. But they didn't do that. And yet this Black Lives Matter woman is up here justifying that behavior, making an excuse for it, and then saying that, hey, y'all got insurance. Okay. You see how easy that was? Y'all got insurance. Okay. So my thought is, wherever this young girl lives, and, you know, I don't know if she has much, but yeah. So I guess then it's okay to go back to the system of, you know what, whatever I see, I'm just going to take it. Because somehow in my mind, I could justify it through all of the years of false oppression that the Democrats have been throwing out there on black folks who never lived through all of that depression. So the Democrats have created this young Black Lives Matter spokesman that got out there and justified that behavior. And yet, for some reason, Democrats are still supporting Black Lives Matter. And yet, for some reason, they're willing to overlook this lawlessness and this ignorant young black girl getting up here embarrassing all of us by justifying that type of behavior, and overlook that. I mean, heck, they got to look at the big picture. I mean, come on. Yeah, you got Black Lives Matter folks that started this thing that are actual Marxists and believe in communism. But hey, why focus on the little things, okay? The overall statement, Black Lives Matter, it trumps the fact that these folks are Marxists. So let's go ahead and have all these companies adopt their slogan and support the movement. And any black folks that don't support it is a sellout. That's what they are, their Uncle Tom. And any of you Caucasians that don't support this garbage is a racist. Well, let me tell all the white folks that's listening to my voice, don't support this mess. Don't let them guilt you into supporting this mess. Don't let them shame you into overlooking this statement and all the other stuff that Black Lives Matter believe that don't help black people, white people, America, nothing. It just helps their personal agenda, which have nothing to do with Black lives. It got a lot to do with some other groups, small groups. But hey, if you read it on their page, you'll realize that they ain't really focused on Black lives. They might use a black life that dies properly to promote the rest of their stuff, which is black lives killed by white cops matter. But all these black kids that they're making an excuse for looting and robbing, you are encouraging and enabling criminals. That's what you're doing. You're saying that it's okay to be lawless if you're black, angry, and mad. So what they're doing is taking advantage of the Democrats in their cities who have been encouraging them to wild out like this, and now they want to get serious about crime. They want to put them on the leash. Nah, man. You start training your pit bull to attack everybody, it's a matter of time before one day you walk in the house and they're going, boy, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me that way? Well, you've been feeding me gunpowder and hot sauce and taking a towel, popping me in the face and telling me to sig him and sig her. Now all of a sudden I'm starting to look at you and say, you know what? I mean, they ain't that tough. They ain't that big. I think I can eat them too. See, and now they want to put them back on the leash. It ain't happening. So if you're a black person that feels like, well, heck, man, this ain't what we about. But if I say I don't believe in Black Lives Matter, they're going to call me an Uncle Tom and a sellout. So be it. But what you don't do is jump on board to support this type of lawlessness and garbage. So you can start your own stuff, but I don't want to hear it. Because when one of your kids jump in that crowd and be running in and out of some stores and you see them on the news, yeah, when they get home talking about, Dad, I did it because of reparations and all of this systemic racism, but yeah, put your fist right down their throat. That's what needs to happen. And then say, now who convinced you of this mess? Because I didn't raise you that way. Oh, it's the Black Lives Matter people and movement that I say, yeah, I champion and support. And don't get mad when the cops come knocking on your door with some video footage saying, I saw your daughter running out of the store with Gucci bags talking about I'm hungry. Now, if she haven't eaten all those sweaters that she stole, we'd like them back. And also, can you come down to the station with... No, I mean, we just want to talk. We just want to talk. Take them away, boys. That's what needs to happen. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Yeah, they thought I forgot about that one. I was like, nah, I can't let that go. I seen it. I talked about it on my live show last Wednesday, but I didn't get a chance to do a solo. I wanted to do a solo mission on that one. When I heard her come out, I was like, I got to go solo on this. So anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, click on the link below. You'll get a 20% discount by putting Kevin in the promo code. If you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below the video to do that. And check out, what do you need to check? Oh, check out my other links, which Facebook, you do follow me on all that good stuff, all the links down there, you know what I'm saying? But one thing you do need to do is hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button for this channel, because, you know, I mean, I already know. Just me talking negatively about Black Lives Matter, they already gonna demonetize it. They don't care if these young black people are out there acting a fool, because just the overall theme of it is bigger than all the small, minute details of them acting up and being violent. Yeah, it's bigger than that. Let's just overlook all that stuff. So, you know what it is. Anyway, so God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.